After professional golfer Phil Mickelson created a media firestorm for publicizing his opinion on high taxes, the golfer addressed the press today, sadly apologizing. Listen.
My apology is for talking about it publicly, because I shouldn't take advantage of the forum that I have as a professional golfer to try to ignite change over these issues. I shouldn't have talked about it because I don't have a plan formulated yet on what I'm going to do. And when I do come up with a plan, and Amy and I have talked about it, and we've been working through this for a while, and I'll be able to talk more about it publicly then. But I shouldn't have brought it up publicly and used this platform as a way to say what I had to say.
Now, while his original comments continue to garner attention, he is now getting some surprising support from one of his biggest rivals on the golf course. That's Tiger Woods, who says that he feels Phil's pain, and he made the move to Florida for the exact same reason, and that is to escape the massive tax burden on people that live in California. Now, although these golfers are getting the attention right now, they are certainly not the only Americans that are running from insane tax rates. Here now with analysis as to what exactly this means for our country, Fox News contributor Tucker Carlson, Fox News political analyst Juan Williams. Gentlemen, welcome back.
Good to be with you,
Thanks,
Sean.
Juan, I've asked you this question for years, and you will never give me a straight answer. So I'm asking.
I sure do.
No dodging tonight. Very simple, simple question. After people pay their state, local, federal taxes, everything they pay to the government, out of every dollar they make, what should they be able to keep? And liberals like yourself will say, that's fair. Give me a number.
Say that's fair. Well, anyway, I think, look, right now you're paying 39% if you're at the 1% in federal income, right? That's 39%. And apparently Mr. Mickelson out in California is paying about 23, 24. He says that bumps him up to 63, 64% of his income. I think that's pretty high. But again, I'm a guy who believes in democracy. He has a right to speak out. He has a right to move to a state that was not tax him, like Tiger Woods moved to Florida,
Tucker,
as you described.
Do you notice something going on here? He's not answering my question.
I said 50%. If you want 50%.
50 cents on the dollar. I have to also.
I thought 62 was high. I still think 50 is high, but you know as a historical matter, that's not a high tax burden.
All right. Here's what we got, Tucker. In the case of Phil Mickelson, he's got 40% federal income tax. He's got 13.5, so that's just shy of 54%. He's got 4% Obamacare tax. He's got his payroll tax, property tax, hidden tax, sales tax. 63 cents of every dollar. The government, and then if he dies, they're going to take the gold out of his teeth. The government's robbing him blind.
Here's a handy guideline. Whenever the government takes the majority of what you make, I think it's pretty hard to defend that even on moral grounds. What is the justification for that? And the practical effects are really obvious. I'm a sixth-generation Californian. I can promise you, I'm in Arizona right now. Half the affluent neighborhoods in this city, Phoenix, are populated by people who fled California. All the people with good jobs are leaving California. Now, you can sniff and say they're unpatriotic or that's their problem, but the truth is it's California's problem. You're going to wind up with a state where no one can pay for the functioning of the state government, and that's a disaster.
Here, let me put up on the screen here, because we did a little background and research. The American Legislative Exchange Council actually came up with numbers, and that is people moving from states that have the highest taxes. Now, you can see the number is, what, 4.2 million people. Then we have people moving to states with the lowest taxes. You can see a transfer, 2.8 million people. And then you've got these states that have no state income tax: Florida, Texas, Alaska, South Dakota, Nevada, Washington, and Wyoming. So my question to you, Juan Williams here, why would government tax people to the point that they're going to move? They create an incentive to leave the states they love. Why would they do that?
Well, wait a second. The people of the state of California have voted to approve this tax rate. I mean, I remember when you said that the people of California had a ban on gay marriage. So this is the will of the people. So it's a democracy.
All right, let's use New York as an example. New York's very similar to California. Nobody voted on that except through representative government. But I guess what I'm asking here is, you know, the president keeps saying he wants millionaires to pay more and more, and that they want to even raise taxes after he just raised them. Look what's happening. Eric Schmidt has a shell company in Bermuda. Why did Denise Rich give up her citizenship? Was it financial reasons? I mean, isn't that sad that you hear Phil Mickelson say this?
Well, look, Tucker, give me a second, but I'll say this. You know that guy, Gerard Depardieu, the French actor who moved over to Russia?
He's my hero.
I got to tell you something. Yeah, and he's complaining about, I believe he was complaining about 80% tax rates, Sean. I don't
75.
see, look, all right, 75. Phil Mickelson is,
more than
I think,
Phil.
the 7th highest paid athlete in the world. He makes more than $50 million a year. And what we're doing here, I hear from you and Tucker, is poor little rich boy. And this guy, as I say, he can speak out.
Because
he can go talk.
do it. No, he didn't make that. He didn't make his golf success. You know who did? Obama did it for him, and he ought to be grateful for that. I think that's the point. No, look, this is really simple. Democracy is not a justification for tyranny. Just because the mob decides it wants to steal all your stuff because it's envious and you have something that they want doesn't make it right. And this is sort of a key pitfall with democracy that's been recognized for 200 years, that is, second the balance of power shifts and the majority starts taking from the minority, then things fall apart. That's not a sustainable system, and you know that.
When you see Nicolas Sarkozy in France and my favorite French actor, Gerard Depardieu, and Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson, you know there are a lot of other people that are doing the same thing.
Sean Hannity.
I'm still living in New York. I would prefer Florida.
Yeah, but you're in pain. Admit it. You're in pain. You can't stand it.
I am in pain. I totally agree. I am overtaxed.
Tell the people the truth.
I am overtaxed. I pay 60 cents of every dollar in taxes, and I can't. I don't have any deductions like you, Juan. None. I don't have those big investments like you have.
Yeah, that's right. So here we are. Poor little rich Sean is complaining tonight.
Why do you say that with dripping contempt about Phil Mickelson?
Well,
poor little rich guy.
No, because Tucker said it right. Look, Phil Mickelson is a great golfer. Nobody gave him that talent. You are a great broadcaster. You have earned your way here. I know your story personally. You have earned this spot. But the idea that somehow, well, you know what? Why do I have to pay taxes at this high rate? You know what? You live in America. You're blessed to be here. And I think, you know what? At some level, if you wanted to move to Florida, move to Florida.
Here's the problem with that. It's not just that the rich pay for the majority of everything, which they do. It's that the bottom 50% in effect have no skin in the game, and that is a corrosive situation. You don't want a country where no, I'm serious, where most people don't understand what government costs because they're not paying for it.
Hey, Tucker,
they therefore have no incentive
to
pay
sales tax.
That's
Wait a second. I want to ask Tucker a
sales tax,
question.
Tucker. They don't pay income tax. They don't pay Social Security. Of course, they pay taxes.
As a percentage of the operating budget, they pay relatively nothing. Come on.
I know that the left demonizes rich and they beat him over the head after they pay 60 cents of every dollar they make. Where is the anger towards the government?
Well, I mean, express it as Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson, in only an oblique way, just sort of half mentioned it, and he's landed on by the press as some sort of ingrate or unpatriotic figure. That's grotesque.